I want to tell you a story that sounds like an anime legend, but every moment in it was real, and every choice inside it carried the weight of a lifetime. It begins with a young woman named Shi Jianqiao, a girl who looked ordinary on the outside, yet carried an anger and pain strong enough to shake the whole country. She did not ask for revenge, and she did not seek violence. But the universe placed a wound so deep in her heart that it changed her fate forever. When she was young, her father served as a loyal officer, respected for his courage, loved for his kindness, and trusted by everyone who knew the kind of man he was. But one winter afternoon, a powerful warlord named Sun Chuanfang captured him, ignored every law of honor, and ordered something so cruel that the world around Shi Jianqiao cracked open. Her father was executed in public, not like a soldier in war, but like a warning meant to shame him, and the message spread across the land like smoke. She was only a teenager when she learned her father's head had been taken from him, and that one moment carved itself into her memory like a blade. She cried until her voice broke, but no tears brought justice and no apology ever came, because the man who took her father's life felt untouchable. Years passed, and while other children healed from childhood pain, her heart kept the scar sharp, and every breath reminded her of the face she could never see again. She tried to live a normal life, but the world kept whispering her father's name, and every story she heard made the wound inside her burn. People told her to forget, to forgive, to move past it, but she felt her father calling her in dreams, as if asking her not to let the truth die. She trained her mind until she could stay calm under pressure, trained her hands until they never shook, and trained her heart until it could hold both pain and purpose. She gathered every detail about Sun Chuanfang, learning where he lived, when he traveled, who protected him, and what moments he let his guard fall. For 10 long years she carried this silent mission, and during those years the world around her kept spinning, but she walked through it with a fire hidden inside. She traveled through crowded towns, listening to rumors, gathering facts, building a map of every place he might appear, shaping her life around a single goal. Every night she asked herself if revenge was right. But every morning she remembered her father's last words and the people who mocked his loyalty. One day she learned Sun Chuanfang had taken refuge inside a peaceful Buddhist temple, praying to forget his past, even though he never faced what he had done. Hearing that made her freeze, because she knew the universe was giving her a moment she could never receive again, a door opening after 10 years of waiting. She dressed in simple clothes, walked toward the temple, moved through the gates with silent steps, and breathed slowly as if steadying her spirit before the storm. The halls smelled of incense, and monks whispered prayers, yet her heart beat louder than anything around her, almost shaking her hands as she approached her target. Sun Chuanfang stood near the altar, calm and unaware, with his past crimes washed from his mind but not forgotten by the one who carried their weight. She stepped forward, pulled out her weapon, and before doubt could weaken her, she spoke the words that had burned inside her for a decade. She said she was the daughter of the man he executed, and before he could answer or deny or justify anything, she fired, ending the life that shaped her pain. Her hands were steady, her voice clear, and her spirit strangely calm, as if fate itself guided her to release the burden she carried. The monks gasped, people panicked, and guards ran forward, but none of it mattered, because Shi Jianqiao did not run or hide or try to escape. She bowed to the crowd, introduced herself with full honesty, and explained that she had delivered a justice the world never dared to give her family. The story spread through the entire nation within days, and people argued whether she was right or wrong, brave or reckless, hero or criminal. Some called her dangerous because she broke the law, but many more called her a symbol of loyalty, devotion, and love for her father. Women admired her courage, men respected her strength, and parents told their children that even quiet hearts could carry storms powerful enough to change history. Judges expected to punish her, but the courtrooms overflowed with supporters. Students, writers, mothers, and veterans who believed she did what the country failed to do. Every newspaper printed her name, every voice whispered her story, and crowds stood outside the courthouse holding banners saying justice sometimes takes a human form. When the trial ended, the government surprised everyone by granting her a full pardon, something almost unheard of, especially for a killing so public. The leaders recognized that her act came not from evil, but from grief, and that her father deserved honor that never reached him while he lived. People cheered in the streets, celebrating a moment where one woman's pain changed the path of the entire nation, and challenged everyone to rethink right and wrong. She walked away free, not with pride, but with quiet relief, knowing she finally kept her promise to her father, a promise born from a broken heart. Her story lived on like a legend, told in schools, written in books, and whispered like a ghostly tale of devotion that refuses to fade with time. Many say she was a hero, some say revenge is never clean, but everyone agrees that her love for her father was deeper than fear, law, or death. Even after decades passed, people still remembered the young woman who waited 10 years for the moment she could honor the father she lost. Her story remains a reminder that sometimes justice sleeps, sometimes the world stays silent, and sometimes one person must rise to restore balance. Shi Jianqiao never claimed glory, never asked for reward, and never pretended to be perfect, but her courage shaped her destiny in a way the world could not ignore. Her life became a symbol of how grief can turn into purpose, and how a single heart can push against power, fear, and time itself. If her father could see her, he would know she carried his memory like a torch, lighting her path through darkness and turning sorrow into strength. This legend does not end with triumph or tragedy, but with a question whispered through history, asking what any of us would do if placed in her place. The world may never agree on the right answer, but the truth remains clear that Shi Jianqiao's story lives on because love can become the sharpest blade of all. Her journey is not about violence, but about devotion, the kind of devotion that refuses to fade, even when the world demands silence. Every time her story is told, people feel the weight of her loyalty, the depth of her courage, and the echo of a promise that shaped her entire life. She reminds us that even quiet souls can hold storms, and even simple hearts can carry power that shakes kings, laws, and thrones. And so the tale of Shi Jianqiao becomes more than a revenge story. It becomes a legend of love stronger than time, fear, or fate itself. Like, subscribe, share,